Well, good morning and welcome to the AM News here on the AM Show. My name is Enim Ado. Our very first story this morning, the Ghana Police Service is asking churches situated in residential areas to put a stop to noise making. Director of Public Affairs ACP Kwesi Fori says any church that flouts this objective will be made to face the full rigors of the law. He spoke on the news analysis program Newsfile.
The police administration is very much aware of the religious freedoms or freedoms granted to faith organizations and institutions. And we are also very much aware of the laws of the land. And of late, as we've seen, there are a lot of infractions as enumerated by Mr. Isankuma. For instance, churches located in residential areas, people making noise over amplifying their voices and musical equipment, making people restless in the night. And it is the responsibility of the police to make sure that such infractions are put to a stop. And this is what the
How
police...
about the city engineers and all of them? Because every place has a zoning policy.
Yes,
the policy either says this is residential, or it is commercial, or it is mixed residential commercial. Yes. Why do you allow them to build a church in a residential area?
The heart of a community. For instance, I was in Kigali. In Kigali, churches have their area, hotels. No, it has been properly planned. Without such infractions among others. But here we are. The city authorities need to do more across the country. They need, not to allow the landowners, land dealers, to demarcate and plan our cities. It is time we give a better planning.
The Edrasa Dumasi municipality is on track to attain its zero maternal mortality target this year. The Health Directorate has not yet recorded any maternal deaths since the beginning of the year. Dr. Courage Anku says his outfit wants to stay successful for the rest of the year. He spoke to Joy News' Mahmoud Mohammed Nuruddin at an event to launch a pregnancy school in the municipality.
Our target is zero maternal deaths. So we have to encourage all pregnant women to understand some of the issues that they need to take, especially food that they need to take to boost their system. So we need to do it for them. So at least at 36 weeks, we will not have the anemia so high at that particular time.
In 2019, the municipality recorded 1 maternal death. The figure went up by 2 in 2020. Fortunately, the Edrasa Dumasi Municipal Health Directorate has stemmed the tide. The year 2021 has been marked by good news because no pregnant woman has died within the last 10 months. Municipal Director Courage Anku says his outfit wants to maintain the record and work more to tackle other challenges.
We need the support, the maximum support from everybody, assemblymen, the pregnant women themselves. We need a maximum cooperation that anytime we call that we are coming to the community, they should make themselves available to us so that we can do the education, and they can also carry out education to others.
One of the measures implemented to keep an eye on pregnant women is the opening of the pregnancy school. The school will improve skilled care during and after childbirth to save both mothers and their babies. Health Promotion Officer Josephine Ama Agozo says the concept is an innovative way of improving communication between the health sector and pregnant women.
We're going to use the health workers, but these were health workers. We're just going to select some who are very good at teaching in education, who have more patience that they can be with the mothers at a given time. So we are going to train them and then give them human relationship skills, the leadership skills that it takes, so that when they go to the mothers, they'll be more patient, because every pregnant mother can easily annoy you because of what is carrying. So we're going to psych them, give them more input on psychology, other leadership training courses before they zoom into the electoral areas.
Pregnancy is associated with a lot. But our key issue that we are trying to organize this is the anemia. Anemia in pregnancy is very high in the Jurassic Dumasi. Every year for the past 3 years, the cases are so high. And if you don't do anything about it, it can result to death.
Say about fruit, never coba combrana, a camapa, a mapping for bia, in Yama will be a now Uyo or Bana over your fununa one qua. A bit me, I'm a washer of Rana and answer Waumu because Yama be why say Yana say yes, answer.
Through a 4-stage process, pregnant women will be schooled to clear the myth associated with delivery that makes them stay away from the hospital. A report by Mohammed Nurudi.
Now, 3 members of parliament in the central region say they would push for parliament to legalize the use of tricycles, also known as PRAGYA, in the country. According to them, should the police enforce the present law that prohibits their use for commercial activities, the security of the state would be hugely compromised because thousands of youth depend on it. Speaking at a summit in Cape Coast, George Ricketts-Hagen, Dr. Kwamina Mintanyako and Samuel Atta Mills urged the government to support tricycle operations by digitalizing their activities. Richard Kojonyako reports.
The use of PRAGYA for commercial activities has provoked mixed reactions on the street of Cape Coast. While some stick with the law and maintain that there is a legislative instrument that prescribes it, others feel that in the wake of the huge unemployment deficit in the country, Parliament should, as a matter of a national security concern, legalize the use of tricycles, popularly known as PRAGYA. A summit dubbed the PRAGYA Summit in Cape Coast sought to discuss the teething challenges with the use of PRAGYA for commercial activities and the possible ramifications. MP for Cape Coast South, George Ricketts-Hagen, says it's unacceptable for the country to continue to make the use of tricycles for commercial purposes illegal.
In fact, as a result of this PRAGYA operation, we have been able to get people who otherwise would have been criminals, who otherwise would have been armed robbers off the street into this kind of work. It sounds ridiculous that at the age of 18 you cannot ride PRAGYA. We have been told that the payroll is full and therefore the youth should become entrepreneurial. To become entrepreneurial, these are some of the things you can do. The Okada riders are entrepreneurs, some riding their own PRAGYAs or some doing it on behalf of others and getting paid. I said the youth unemployment in this country is a time bomb, and we the politicians must wake up and smell the problem that this is a security threat. Unemployment of our youth is a threat to this country. It's a security threat and something must be done.
The Cape Coast Metro Assembly will, on the 15th of November, begin the implementation of measures aimed at restricting users of the tricycles to 25 years and above, and also restrict their movement to certain areas and operational times. But MP for Cape Coast North, Dr. Kwamina Mintanyako, says the law on the age requirement should be reviewed.
Myself, Honorable George Ricketts-Hagen, and then Honorable Atta Mills are now going to push for Parliament to consider the need for us to regularize PRAGYA in Ghana and especially in Cape Coast. I think it is important because it is also going to be an avenue for the youth to have employment. All we have to do is to make sure they ride at the prescribed areas. I'm of the view that if you have to vote and you have to be 18 years, if you have to get married and you have to be 18 years or 16 years, if you have to do any other thing and you have an age limit, what stops us from also looking at how we can also allow our PRAGYA people to also ride at the age of 18?
Deputy Central Regional MTTD Commander ASP Bismarck Setuchi indicated the police would move with the existing law once it hasn't been changed.
I think the feedback is they weren't happy because they are saying that there's no job in Cape Coast and PRAGYA has created some sort of employment for them. But that is not the issue. Should we also legalize prostitution or drug abuse, drug system? No. PRAGYA is not for commercial purposes. So my advice to them is they should stop using PRAGYA for commercial purposes. So the laws were made by parliamentarians, and our duty is to make sure we enforce the law. That is what exactly we are doing. and will keep on enforcing the law to the latter.
The PRAGYA Association in Cape Coast says they are going to push for their job to be legalized because should it be collapsed, thousands would be jobless. Reporting for Joy News, Richard Kwejenyako, Cape Coast.
Now, more than 400 job openings were exhibited in the Northern Sector edition of Government's Job Career and Entrepreneurship Fair in Tamale. The Northern Regional Director of the Youth Employment Agency, Haruna Mohammed, says that's part of government's commitment to providing jobs for the teeming unemployed graduates. Correspondent Martina Bugri was at the job fair and reports that hundreds of job seekers thronged the fair with hopes of finally securing a job.
From far and near, hundreds of job seekers and those with innovative business ideas gathered at the Aliu Mahama Sports Stadium venue for the fair to seek for opportunities. The Tamale Fair, the third in the series organized by the Youth Employment Agency, according to the Northern Regional Director of the agency, Haruna Mohammed, is to support the cause to create jobs for the youth.
We are putting this book together because we want to contribute our quota for the social profit that the Youth Employment Agency wants to enjoy by also helping the government of the day their quest to be able to provide 1 million jobs for the Ghanaian youth. As a result of that, the young gentleman that is leading this agency, the person of lawyer Justin Kudua, has indicated that this job center must be able to contribute his quota, and we have been able to do something. Today here in Tamale, we had about 427 vacancies that are declared by over 60 companies that are here to showcase and also to do on-the-spot interview of prospective job seekers. And we also have another facility we call the Entrepreneurship Kitchen and Startup, where young people and Ghanaian citizens are given the opportunity to put their business ideas on paper and meet face-to-face to industry experts who will evaluate these business plans and also assess it to know whether it is bankable. And if it is so, then we provide them with startup capital or we provide them with funds to be able to expand those particular opportunities.
The Director of Research and Planning at the Youth Employment Agency, Nana Eja Yao Insian, said the fair is a platform to harness the business potential of the youth of Tamale who want to be on their own.
We are also very much aware that entrepreneurship is also the order of the day. It's what a lot of young persons, not all of them are interested in working for people. Some of them have their own business ideas. Some of them have already started running their businesses. And so as part of the agency's mandate of creating sustainable jobs for young persons, in partnerships with our strategic collaborators like the National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Plan, the Ghana Enterprise Agency, we decided to bring all of them under one roof and engage young people of Tamale who are interested in starting up their businesses or scaling up their operations. So in essence, this morning, all we are doing is typically they will say you want to kill 2 birds with a single stone. But today, this morning, Youth Employment Agency is killing 3 birds with a single stone here at the Aliu Mahama Sports Stadium.
Chief Director of the Northern Regional Coordinating Council, Alhaji Alhassan Isahaku, on behalf of the Northern Regional Minister, Shaibu Alhassan Shani, told the job seekers to move beyond just acquiring education and develop a skill.
Yes, many of us have done the first one. We have had the education that is desirable, whether it's a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, and so on. The next